welcome back. So, as I said before the break, I really love this type of content for our show. I love the PICs, we call them, the partners in content. People that come to us that are experts, but they base their expertise on real life, their lives, their own stories, and they're trying to share and help other people. I also love that we have viewers that are so open and feel so safe that they will share their hardships, things that they are struggling with us. Jamie is the viewer we're going to be working with, and Jamie is sharing her life with all of us so that we can all learn some really important lessons. She did something that we're going to call Dollar Diary. Dollar Diaries, because we'll probably do it more than once. But she's tracking everything that she spends in a week and sharing it with another partner in content for us, Lauren Grootman, who we were just, wow, jaw dropper when she first came to work with us at our show. And we're happy to bring the two of them together today so we can all learn and feel more normal about just sharing with each other and even just being honest with yourself about our frailties. That's all. So this is our first Dollar Diaries with Jamie. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. I am a teacher living on a teacher's salary, but my spending does not reflect that. It's hard to admit, but my credit card debt is over $11,000. I have never been one to keep a budget. I tell myself, okay, this is the time that we're gonna pay off the credit cards, but it just doesn't work. For the next week, I'm going to track my spending and show you all where my money goes. I am sitting in a drive-thru for fast food. Do I have food at home? Yeah, I probably do have food at home, but I don't feel like cooking, and that's like the story of my life. The biggest purchase that I spent was for dinner tonight, pizza and my pasta, and the cost is $21.91, and that is tip included. This morning I was struggling, and I stopped by the local bakery, and I got a coffee for myself, and I got a breakfast sandwich for another teacher friend, and the cost was $7.94. I got home a little while ago. I went ahead and ordered dinner. I got a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries and an unsweet tea. All right, so we made a stop at a store, and I am leaving with peroxide, Q-tips, 2 ice packs for my classroom, and some candy and toothpaste. We made a stop at a pet store. There's a section here that has a slow feeder built in and then a water bowl. And it was $21.99, but now it's on sale for $10.97. So I'm getting it. And then I also got this shirt. It was on clearance. If it wasn't on clearance, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, but it's funny. The total amount that I spent tonight was $70.87. Like, really just like knowing that everybody's gonna see like what I bought kind of slowed me down. Typically, I wouldn't look at a price. I am out with my friends and we are at a restaurant for lunch. I did order the buffalo dip, which was $9.99, the cheeseburger, which was $10.29, and an unsweet tea. So I got a Tiger's Blood snow cone. This was $5. I got a Bahama Mama, which was $8. And I got some kettle corn, which was $5. The total for this week that I spent was $245.21. I think that's pretty good, but I'm not sure because I have nothing to compare it to.
I mean, amazing. First of all, hi, Jamie. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I am terrific, and I said this in your introduction. I don't know if you heard it, but I think it's so amazing of you. First of all, thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for doing a job where you're grossly underpaid. You should have a much larger budget, but thank you for sharing your life with everyone. And I have to tell you, I relate to so much of that you bought food for a friend when you were just picking up a coffee for yourself, that you spent more on your dog than yourself from the entire week. Bella is not very into costumes, but your dog is adorable in all of those shirts.
Oh, thank you.
I hope that Laura doesn't take it out of the budget, but thank you for sharing this with us. And let's just start off with, how much did just tracking your life just put bells or chimes into your head to begin with?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. And, like you said in the introduction, like normally I'm an open book about everything. But finances is one thing that I keep hidden from others. My family, like my mom and dad included, they don't even know until this airs how much I'm in debt I'm in. But also I feel like I've kept it hidden from myself as well. And, I just figured it's time and I need to admit it to myself. And so as a teacher, just getting paid once a month, by the time I pay all my bills, and then tracking everything, I have realized that most of my tracking does go to eating out a lot. I have a lot of cooking gadgets. My family makes fun of me because that's one thing that I buy a lot is cooking gadgets, and in hopes that, maybe it'll make me a better cook or I'll cook more. And Rachel, they're sitting up on my counter right now.
I'm sure Lauren is going to give us all of the pro advice, but just from a cook's advice, you really just need a sharp knife and a big cutting board. But let's bring in Lauren, because Lauren really knows what she's talking about. She really is the frugal living expert, because Lauren got herself out of how much debt, Lauren?
Yeah, so I was in over $40,000 worth of debt, and I got myself out. So I commend you for coming out and talking about this. It's huge. And there's so much shame that is a part of this. So yes. I definitely commend you for that. And so I've been there. I've done that. I've done the hard work to get out of it. And I've been teaching people how to do that, to get out of debt for almost 15 years now.
But Lauren, can you just remind everyone the title of your book, so that folks that are watching at home, if they really want to go deeper into all of your experience and your knowledge, because we're going to do 3 tips that are specific for this human being. Just remind everybody the book.
Yeah, the book is called The Recovering Spender.
I absolutely love that. And that's a great tease. So let's go to a quick break. And when we come back, we are all going to walk through 3 things that hopefully will help this one person. And how many more of us watching? I'm sure quite a few right after this. So we are back just to catch you up with Jamie, who is a very hardworking teacher. She has found herself in the position now where she's a little bit underwater. She's about $11,000 or so in debt. We're trying to help her figure that out and make changes in her life where she could be saving instead of possibly overspending. Her weakness tends to be food and food-related items, so I could certainly relate to that. So we have our frugal living expert, Lauren Grootman, back with us today, and she's going to give Jamie 3 specific tips that we hope, they're not just going to help Jamie, but a lot of us. Lauren, take it away.
So I've got 3 tips for you, Jamie, that I think are really going to help you. So the first tip we're going to do is, I know you get paid once a month, so we're going to go to paying yourself twice a month. Now you might say, how is that going to happen? So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a second checking account within your same bank. When you get paid, you're actually going to transfer half of that money to this separate checking account, and you're going to leave it there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take and call all of your bill providers, and you're going to strategically ask them. And a lot of people don't know you can do this. You can call up your bill providers and tell them you want to reorganize where your bills are. So you want to strategically place your bills some in the first half of the month and some in the second half of the month. That way you're not so, budget or top heavy with your bills. So you don't feel like all of your money is coming out right at the same time. And you feel like you have to spend, and you're out of money, 2 or 3 weeks into the month. That way you get to the second half of the month, you're going to transfer that money from that second checking account into your primary account and give yourself a second paycheck. That way you give yourself some breathing room and you're not spending all of your money.
I never knew you could do that.
Yeah. So there's this thing called the Parkinson's law, and it really kind of comes into play where you spend up to the amount of money that you have. So by moving money out of that checking account, you're naturally going to be more frugal. You're going to think more about it. And so setting up that way, it's free, it's easy. You can do it all online. Okay, the second tip that we're going to do is, I know that paying off debt is a priority for you, but in order to do that, we have to free up some money. So we're going to actually set a budget. Now, I'm a huge fan of cash envelope budgeting. However, I do think that it is outdated. So there's lots of money apps out there, but my favorite app, it's actually a brand new app called Cube, and that's spelled with a Q. So Qube. And what this is it's a digital cash envelope app. So you do your budget right inside the app. It comes with a debit card. You use the debit card and it subtracts the money out of that. Now, what does this do? It does exactly what happened when you were making these videos, which is it makes you think about your purchase instead of afterwards. Okay. So it sounds to me like you're like me and every other American, is that you spend money and then you think about it later. The reason why cash envelope budgeting works so well is because it makes you think about your purchase like now, right now. And so by using an app like Cube, you're actually using it in the real time so that you're thinking about your purchase. You're seeing, okay, I only have $100 to spend on dog costumes this month. Because you want to spend costumes on your dog. And the point of budgeting is budgeting in the things that you love. You don't take them out. You budget in the things that you love. So that's important. All right. And then the third and most important thing for you, Jamie, is the eating out, right? You don't have to stop eating out, but meal plan with freezer meals. Now, I'm a single mom of 4. So half of the time my kids are with their dad. So I understand cooking for one is a little bit tedious. Like, you don't want to eat the same thing over and over and over again. So I actually make freezer meals. Okay. So Rachel, you'll be proud of me because I freeze them flat, just like you. Yay! So this is a salsa chicken recipe. This is a spaghetti and meatballs recipe.
Oh my God.
And this is a chili recipe. So I make these on Sundays. I make 3 of them. They cost me $30 to make.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I put one in the crock pot and then I eat it 2 times during the week. And then I freeze the other 2 times so that I have that for next week. You're probably going to spend less time making these than you are in drive-through lines.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That is so brilliant because you get the leftovers, you can have them for lunch or whatever. Plus you get the dinner. And when you want to give food to a friend, you'll be giving your own food. And you'll get in the kitchen more, you'll feel better about what you're eating. You're going to be so proud. And I think that really would make a dent in it. Lauren, I mean, you're such a Yoda to me. Jamie, what do you think?
I'm excited to try the new app. I've definitely heard about the envelope method. My older sister lives by the envelope method. She is really great with her finances. I don't know where I went wrong, but here I am. We're gonna fix me. So I'm excited.
Thank you so much to both of you. Thank you to Jamie and Lauren. And you guys can get more of Lauren's great advice at laurengutman.com. And I got to tell you, I love this kind of content. It's absolutely my favorite when our viewers are brave enough to share their lives with us openly and transparently. And when we have experts that have actually lived a positive result of fixing that, when we can bring them together, it's what we're here to do. Up next, we're going to have a much different kind of diary and someone who had to pivot as well. Chef Antonia Lofaso is going to share with us a day in her life. And there's a lot to learn there too. So stick with us. If you enjoyed this content, you'll enjoy the next segment. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.